It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. I recently made a video on using Microsoft Office on your Chromebook. This involved talking about a progressive web app. There was some confusion, so I thought I would make another video just to explain what a progressive web app is. So let's have a look at this. Now, most of you are familiar with installing programs. This would be installing a program on a prior Windows version. Now, to install a program on your Windows machine, you'll first get a notification saying, is it okay? And then you say yes, and the program installs. But I want you to think about this as really planting a tree. In other words, you are installing this program into the operating system. In other words, it is going to be installing a bunch of files into the system. And the longer you use it, the tree is going to grow. It's going to have big roots, and it's going to require space. And the more programs you put on your machine, oftentimes the slower it gets. So when you go to remove these big trees now with these big roots, it can be very complicated. And if you remember back in Windows 3.1 and some of the very old Windows versions, they got slow after about a year because of all these extra programs we were putting on there. Now that's got a bit better as we have moved ahead, but you have to remember when you install a program, you are putting a lot of software into the operating system. This, of course, also adds a huge issue with security because this is where viruses can get in to the central part of your operating system. All right, let's look at the native apps that you might find on your Android phone or your Chromebook. These apps install on top of the operating system. The operating system looks up at those apps and says, "You're not touching me, you're not getting in, period." These apps work on the surface of the operating system, and this adds part of the incredible security we find on Chromebooks and Android phones. The apps do not install into the software, and they sit on the surface. So you can delete apps, install them, delete them, install them, delete them, because there is no roots to pull out of the operating system. On a Chromebook, we also have sandboxing. What sandboxing means is the apps are limited to their own physical space. They're boxed in. They can't affect other apps that are on your Chromebook. So they are sandboxed just to that space. So they can't go into the operating system and they can't affect other apps. So when you delete them, they're gone. And you'll find these apps at the Play Store. They easily access your device. They load fast. And they often use part of the hardware capabilities of your device that you're using them on. They are limited to the operating system that you're using and the version. So a different app would be needed for an Apple device, a Windows device, or a Chromebook. They all need to be different apps. PWAs are built and live on the web. They're reliable, they're fast, and they're engaging. And they're distributed directly to the user. In other words, they don't go through the Play Store or the Apple Store. A good example that we're going to use is Microsoft Office, which is downloaded directly from office.com. They load instantly on any operating system. In fact, they work on Windows, they work on Android, Chrome OS, and iOS devices. And they update through the app themselves, so you don't have to go back to the Play Store or for updates. Now, Microsoft Office is now a progressive web app. If you used any of the old apps, the native apps like Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, or Microsoft PowerPoint that you downloaded from the Play Store, these will not work. In fact, when you try to run them, they will send you over to office.com, where you'll be prompted to download the PWA, which is a progressive web app. You'll find this to be true on your phone and also with your Chromebook. Progressive web apps also will work on your Windows machine. So let's have a look and see how this works on a Chromebook. Now, the preferred method is to come over to the Microsoft site at office.com and sign in to your Microsoft account. This will enable you to download the Progressive Web App. Now, you come over to office.com and you have a number of options. Now, the sign in to your Microsoft Office account is really the sign in to your Microsoft account. So if you signed in Windows 10 or 11, you can use the same sign in and password. It will automatically find your Office 365 account if you have signed up for one. Now here we are logging in. I say yes. Now we'll see that I'm in my Microsoft account. So here is the trick and the point of this video. Come up to the very top and you'll see a little button here. When you click that, it then says install this app. And you're going to click this and install it. And then what you're going to notice is that your software will open up. In this case, it's a PowerPoint slide. What you've just done is you've downloaded and installed the Progressive Web App for Microsoft Office. Now this is downloaded and installed on your Chromebook. I'll show you that in a minute. But this is the way that you get the app. It's not found in the Chrome Web Store or the Android Play Store. It is found on the Microsoft site. So if you want to watch the entire video on installing the Office PWA on your Chromebook, I'll put the link in the description. So you remember the like and subscribe thing. We'd sure appreciate it. It really helps us continue to make great videos like this. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Till we meet again, have a great day.